Let me talk to you a bit about my offers because I've had a few people asking, how do I work with you? What are some of the ways that I can work with you? And I want to make that super simple and clear for you. So, firstly, if you're a manager or leader, either in corporate or in government, and you've got a team that you'd love me to come and work with, you'd love me to facilitate a team development day, help you improve your culture with your team, coach and guide some of your managers so that they can support the team even better. If you're looking for something like that that's a bit bespoke, then please reach out directly so that we can do a proper proposal and quote for you, exactly looking at tailoring and answering those needs you have. Okay, so that's if you're calling on behalf of your whole team, your bigger organization, and you want to have something tailored for you. But if you're looking for something individually to help you on your leadership journey, then there's 3 specific ways that you can work with me right now. And a fourth that I would say is kind of waiting in the wings for invitation only for certain people. But let's go through the 3 ways that you can actually work with me. Well, firstly is in the area of more your health and well-being, foundational parts of being a great leader. And so that's if you're just beginning in your leadership career, or maybe you've been supervising people for a little while and you're starting to notice that overwhelm creep in. So just yesterday, for example, I was working with a manager in a government agency, and she was saying, about 6 months into her journey of being a manager, she noticed that she was starting to take on the burden of the work, in that she was still new to the management leadership position. She didn't want to ask her team to necessarily do some of the work when there was overtime or really additional burden. And then she realized when someone acted up in her role while she was away for a week and they said, my God, that is crazy amount of work. How do you do it? She realized that she was pushing way too hard and that she had to change and look for other ways to do things. And so I'm speaking to you if this is you. Maybe you're midway through your leadership management career and you want to go to more of an executive director level, but you're worried you're going to get fried even more because you're already feeling like you have to do it all. You're already feeling like you're juggling all the things. You're already feeling maybe a little bit towards the end of your physical and emotional bandwidth because you are frying it at all ends, right? And so when we're starting to experience this burnout, our leadership suffers because our buffer of goodwill starts to dampen. We start to lose some of that resilience that we once had. And then we'll start to see the physical symptoms show up. So we'll see adrenal fatigue. We might see some chronic fatigue. You might start to see autoimmune disease problems. So I know for me in my own burnout journey, it was Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism. So that started to show up. It could be that your doctor's starting to say things like your cholesterol is starting to go up or your heart is not as healthy as it once was, right? And so these are the results of stress, and not just any stress. Like stress is good when it's in itty bitty doses, or we have a big launch or a project that we're about to do and the stress levels go up and then it's done and they can come back down. This is when you feel like I am push, push, push. I need to be perfectionist. I am trying to be all the things all the time. I'm trying to keep up with my peers. I'm trying to prove myself to my boss. Whatever it is, I want to be a good mum and I'm trying to juggle that at home as well as being a good partner. And I'm trying to manage my health as well and exercise and eat well. It's just too much, right? So if you're starting to feel like that, then my 10-degree shift program is for you. It is specifically aimed to help you build your personal leadership foundations from a well-being perspective, from a mindset perspective. So it really is about psychology as well as health and physical well-being, which is the foundation for you to grow your leadership career and be even better. So if you don't have that building block in place, things are going to crack as you grow and go up in your leadership career. So it's kind of, maybe it's time to get that stuff sorted. And it's all about, like the name suggests, 10-degree shift, tiny little shifts that make incremental changes to some of your habits and rituals and ways that you approach things that have a really big impact. So small shifts, big impact. It's just 10 weeks and it will completely turn around your mental health, your physical well-being, and get you back on track. And it's at a really affordable, low price so that more people can participate in it. I really want to see people get well and healthy. I learned so much through my own burnout journey from corporate. And I also then went on to study as a yoga teacher and a yoga therapist. And so it's from this yoga therapy, Ayurvedic medicine, as well as research and studies by the Blue Zones, longevity studies, heart math studies. So it bases all of it on the science of how do we live long and live happy. And as leaders, we want to have a really long, juicy career, and we can't do that if we're flatlining. So if that's you, 10-degree shift is what you should be looking into. So the second one is more around starting to create your wealth. So the first is your health, the second is your wealth and your leadership, I guess, foundation in order to grow a super successful career. This is when you're looking to build more of your practical skills. How do I grow as a leader? How do I get promotions and start moving up in the career ladder, lattice, whatever you might call it? And so this is for you if you're quite a little way into your leadership career already and you want to start building some of your management and career confidence. This is all about confidence, competence, credibility, getting seen for the right reasons, knowing your worth, and actually having tools and ways to act on that. So if you want to become a leader that people choose to follow and want to follow, because let's face it, you're not a leader if people aren't following you. So if you want to become that kind of leader, the Manager to Leader Shift program is for you. If you want to grow your competence, if you want to feel comfortable in any meeting and setting, and that you can respond and ask questions and that you own your seat at the table, if you want to manage your time really effectively, if you want to give feedback to your staff effectively, if you want to learn to coach and empower them so that they can do what's in their strengths and their genius zone, if you want to build trust in your teams and grow your career so that you are a sought after leader, so that people start headhunting you and you start creating the career and life that you've always dreamed of, then the Manager to Leader Shift program is the second option and the one that I would recommend for you, right? So that's the second option. The third option is not for the faint of heart. And this is, whereas the first was in health, the second more in wealth, this is more in spiritual and energetics. So as I said, it's not for everyone. This is if you're looking for a high-level group coaching program that is all about understanding the energetics, the quantum mechanics, the personal and spiritual leadership expansion journey. If you have been a leader for a while and you've got the nuts and bolts in place and you know what you're doing with your career and you know how to lead people and you're already building great successful teams, you're kicking goals and you understand the value that you bring to the table, that's fantastic. But when you're ready to go deeper, when you're starting to go, I want to involve my consciousness, and when you're starting to see that the impact I have on my team goes beyond the things that I do and the tactics that I employ, then this is where you need to be. And this is essentially the Leadership Confidential. And I call it the confidential because it is a sacred closed container. It has experts in consciousness expansion. I have experts in human design and numerology in here, how that applies to your leadership, how it helps you show up in a genuine way as your leader in your leadership journey. I have experts in generational wealth and creating a legacy, right? So not just earning a good paycheck for a reason, but actually creating wealth that is working with you, for you, and working for those that you're giving a hand up to. It has experts in quantum ascension and learning how to hold the energetics of the container as you expand, and navigating the bumps that come when you move up the consciousness scale and move beyond the intellect, but start to get into more of a heart-based connection. So heart math, the heart-brain connection, the connection to all around us, right? So that real quantum field and understanding the part you play as a leader in all of that. So when you're starting to get ready to address your leadership shadow, to become more self-actualized, more affiliative, more humanistic, encouraging, then this is going to be the container for you. So the leadership confidential is confidential. This stuff that we discuss doesn't necessarily get shared out with the world. It's not everywhere on YouTube for everyone to watch and listen to. It is a sacred, small, discrete group of journey seekers who are looking to move into the blend, the bringing together of the two, of the material and the spiritual. It's why my property, the Valley of Joy, is called the Meeting of Two. It's about ancient Indigenous cultures meeting with Western ways. It's about bringing what is tangible and visible together with the underworld and the invisible and the unseen, but they're definitely felt. So this has a range of leadership experts that I bring in and that work with you, and we will work together to help you with regulating your nervous system, the emotional regulation, and how to journey beyond the MBA and the textbook. So this is not for the faint of heart. It is not for those who just think maybe I need to go back to uni and learn more. It is for those who want to expand as a leader in the world and not just in my career. So that's the third option, the leadership confidential. And then there is a fourth option, which I won't say too much about because it's not just open to everyone. You can't just pay for it and join. And it's by kind of application and invitation only. And that's known as servant eldership. And servant eldership is an even more, I guess, sacred small container. It goes for 9 months. And in a way, it's for those who are already well advanced on their leadership journey, who already, like me, have their silver strands showing, have gone through the trials and tribulations of building a career and getting that all happening, let's face it. They quite often are empty nesters, are people who have got more time and capacity now to grow in their leadership because they're not as focused on buying a house, buying a car, growing a family, all of those sorts of things. So it's when you're starting to get on the other side of all of that. And so it's for those who are beyond the tactical, I guess, and are at a point in their career where they know they want more. They want more joy in life. And whereas the first one's kind of health, the second one, wealth, the second one, the third one, spiritual, this one's joy. This is about service and what's going to light you up for the rest of your life. And so this is when you want to heal your family's lineage, when you want to impact future generations in the world. So servant eldership is about bringing together all of that knowledge and wisdom and looking at how you can continue to contribute and add value to society, to your family, to future generations. And so it's learning how to leverage your legacy, how to work with elders the right way, and how to help carve a new path forward, a new path of discovery for yourself, but also for humanity. So this is a very unique, very exclusive, small, in-person experiential path. And it's only for those leaders who truly feel the calling and know that this is where they're at. It's a 9-month journey, and I kind of think of it as the reverse of birth. And not that it's about death by any means, because this is about joy and truly coming to life. This is what I think we're here on the planet for, this phase of our life. And so much like we have this anticipation and excitement and joy about a new baby for 9 months as a baby is, coming and growing inside a mother's womb, this is like that, but instead it's about the 9 months of anticipation and joy that the grandmothers, the land, your community and family, your lineage, your mentees will start to feel. And so there's this building and anticipation over the 9 months as you evolve your consciousness, as you move into this delicious service phase of your eldership. And so it's a sacred weaving. It's completely unique because it is experiential. It is not an online program like a lot of the other programs are. This is in person. It's coming together. It is walking country, walking right way. It has aspects with elders of Indigenous cultures, elders of ancient wisdom and practices, elders in business and the leadership sphere, all coming in together to sit in circle and to witness and to support you through your evolution and through becoming an elder and all that that brings with it. It has a vast responsibility with it. It is not for everyone. And so that's the fourth option. And it would be my delight to walk with you if you know that that's where you're at in your life right now. So that's kind of the offerings in a nutshell. The first one, 10-degree shift, if you're looking to get out of adrenal fatigue and overwhelm and become an even better, more productive, happy, healthier leader. Number 2, the manager to leader shift, if you're looking to upskill and build those skills and talents. And if you compared this to an MBA, you're going to get all of an MBA and more for 10% of the price, let's face it. So it's like my version of an MBA that's super practical, tangible, that has a strong community and other peers walking with you. So that's the manager to leader shift. You can then join me in the confidential. And so the leadership confidential is for those of you who want to go that next more spiritual evolution level, who are spiritually curious and are ready to go, how do I use energetics in my leadership and my culture and my team and not just the tactical? And then lastly, servant eldership by invite only, for those who are ready for the custodianship path. So I hope that gives some clarity to the kinds of offerings. And remember, again, if you're in an organization and you want something bespoke and you need a proposal from me, don't hesitate to reach out. Best place to always find me is on LinkedIn, AJ Alexandra Joy, and you can message me there. I would love to support you, witness your leadership journey, and be of service in the best way I can moving forward.